this B-level mutation escape the restricted zone. But just as she and her team were about to make their last stand, Fang Yi stepped directly in front of her, blocking her path. Ji Royan demanded to know what he thought he was doing, but he ignored her. His eyes and hand began to glow with a brilliant blue light as arcs of raw lightning crackled around him, a clear sign that he was about to join the battle himself. Surrounded by crackling blue lightning, Fang Yi mocked the monstrous creature, his eyes glowing with power as he questioned how tough it was. He then charged toward the mutated beast, his arm a bolt of bright blue energy aimed right at the creature's head. The impact was huge, as a massive explosion of divine thunder erupted when he hit it, completely overwhelming the monster. The sheer force of the attack created a powerful shockwave that sent the nearby soldiers flying backward. One of the soldiers, stunned, said he couldn't believe it, realizing this was the same B-level monster that even their commander, Ji Royan, couldn't beat alone. Wang Liang, just as shocked, turned to Ji Royan and asked if his friend was really who they thought he was. With a serious look, she confirmed that none of them were wrong. She declared that he was, without a doubt, the pioneer known as the Tyrant. Fang Yi stood calmly before the beast, which was still on fire but clearly hurt by the lightning. Seeing it wasn't completely beaten, he noted that he would have to finish the job. He then told Ji Royan and Wang Liang to stand back for their own safety. Ji Royan watched him, thinking about how her whole squad needed a complex formation just to face a B-level threat, yet he was getting ready to handle it all by himself. She wondered what kind of power he had. She had to admit that his was the most extreme form of the thunder attribute she had ever seen. She knew that even now, he was a top-tier pioneer in the entire country, and she began to wonder about his potential once the spiritual energy revival was fully underway. As Fang Yi raised his hand, gathering even more electrical energy, a shocked look appeared on Ji Royan's face. She looked up to see a massive storm of thunder energy forming in the sky above him, and she couldn't help but wonder just how scary his power would become as he continued to evolve. With a final step forward, Fang Yi unleashed the full power of his thunder attribute. A massive pillar of bright blue lightning erupted from the ground where the monster stood, a display of power that truly matched his codename, the Tyrant. His eyes, still crackling with leftover electricity, showed a calm determination as the blinding light from his attack began to fade. The surviving soldiers watched in terror. One commented to another that the sight made his whole body shake. While he could handle the monster's corrosive dark power, the pure, destructive force of the thunder was on a completely different level. Once the dust settled, Fang Yi casually gave a thumbs up to his friend, announcing that the threat was gone. Wang Liang rushed over, shouting with relief that Fang Yi had scared him to death. Overjoyed, Wang Liang playfully punched his friend on the shoulder, laughing that he never expected his old buddy to be so powerful. The mood then shifted as Wang Liang apologized, admitting he had suspected Fang Yi was a pioneer but had to follow orders. Fang Yi brushed it off, asking why his friend was being so formal after 3 years apart and telling him he understood. Their reunion was interrupted as Ji Royan approached them. She formally thanked Fang Yi for his help, extending her hand as a sign of respect. With a slight smile, Fang Yi accepted her thanks. He shook her hand, replying that it was no trouble and that he had mainly acted to save his friend. She then formally introduced herself as Ji Royan, the warden in charge of Forbidden Area 019. She explained that since he had saved the entire base, she needed to file a proper report and asked if he would be willing to leave his contact information. Fang Yi agreed without hesitation, while Wang Liang watched from the side, silently amazed at the strange experience of seeing his tough commanding officer act so respectfully toward his childhood friend. With the formalities done, Ji Royan made a direct and serious offer. She said that Fang Yi's strength was greater than many of the military's own special pioneers and formally invited him to join the army. However, she admitted that an invitation from a single base warden like herself was probably not enough to convince him. Inwardly, she was still trying to grasp the sheer scale of his power. What shocked her most was the realization that he was also a 3-star Ghost Axe realm cultivator, the same as her. Yet, his abilities had reached a level far beyond the known limits of that realm, making him a monster of incredible power. Fang Yi calmly asked Ji Royan if she truly meant that she felt she was not worthy of inviting him. With the weight of her superior's authority on her, she confirmed his words, saying there was nothing to deny. She explained that the order to involve him had come from High Command, and she was certain that they would come to invite him personally in the future. Fang Yi let out a small laugh, telling her it wasn't necessary to be so formal. He placed a hand on his chest and explained that he genuinely respected all of them, knowing that not every